Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Friday, May 11th, 2018. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. In the previous session here, we got a nice push through the 2703.75 key level and pushed to the highest levels that we've seen here over the last month of trading, getting above the previous month's high. Not quite closing above it, closing just below it. Today here already pushing just above that zone. Again, the market continues to really chop just here around the center portion of the range. It's been a nice little bounce here over the last week plus, but can we continue to find acceptance here above the previous month's high? If not, we could be looking at a failure above 2703 and a push back toward recent lows, say 2600. Now, if bulls are able to keep prices above 2703 overall, we could see a continuation toward 28. So remember, what we were looking at yesterday and this entire time has been this midpoint here. We have a key zone up here and we have a key zone down here. And we've just spent a lot of time trading in this lower part of the trading range. Are we about to transition to this part? If so, we got to be able to defend any pullback at or below 2703 to see a continuation up if you're a bull. Otherwise, any failure to hold above this 2703 starts to auction this thing right back to 2600. So we're still on the cusp here above that 2703 key level, but again, any failure above that zone could lead to another pullback right against the range. So we'll see how this thing continues to play out. 2703 continues to be a key level to watch. Looking at the NQ right now, you'll notice with this one here, we've had quite a bullish move here. I would say the NQ has outpaced the ES for the most part on these moves, and you can see here we've been to the top and outside the top of the key range already this year, and we are now approaching that portion again right now on the recent rally. This compression here was super tight, and we got a big breakout day here that has led to strength, and now we're coming up to the upper edge of the range. So I mentioned before we could see a push right into 7K, but once we start to get above 7K, 70.50, then we may begin to see signs of selling pressure that could lead to a return right back to the midpoint. So you got to ask yourself right now, are we ready to see a breakout and continuation, or are we going to continue up to here and start to see signs of a top-heavy market that could lead to a reversal? Overall, the flow is still to the upside, in the short term until we see rejection, which means any pullback could still be a buying opportunity until we see that rejection up top. So right now, NQ continues to look rather bullish, but any failure again, back below that FOMC key level, back below 6,900, could open up a return back down. So right now, still showing short-term strength. Pullbacks could be defended until rejection up top is seen. Crude oil here, showing that this thing is quite bullish overall. The trend has been very, very bullish, even with the flash sell-off event that we had earlier in the week. It recovered quite nicely and pushed right through it. Again, the upside targets that we've been looking for on a longer term basis based off of the near term key range is 74.52 and that 70.41. We recently got 70.41. 74.52 is the next major level up, but you have a major LVN that comes into play right here. That's basically between 72 and 73, and that's kind of been the edge right now. So this is a zone that could be an area that if we can't get beyond 72s, or if 72s are rejected, we could see a pullback toward about 68, 75, 69, and that pullback could be another opportunity to buy. So again, this has been a very bullish market. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Pullbacks to be defended until we reach 74.52. All right, taking a look now at gold. Gold has been on the verge of a breakout for a while now and finally got the move above 1320 yesterday. It wasn't a major runaway trend day. Instead, it was a battle at that zone. It kept auctioning above and below that level, eventually pushing and closing beyond it. Today, opening at the level and the pullback into and toward the mid defended, and now new highs. That is quite bullish. This push above 1320 opens up a move into the 1330s with a shot to see further strength toward 1360 to 1365. So right now, early signs of strength out of this range. You want to see price continue to hold above 1316, 1317 in this case for a continuation overall to the upside. Also, looking at Bitcoin right now, what you'll see right now is a big time drop We're down over 6% right now, returning into the 8,500 level. This is what I mentioned before, that if we pull back to 8,500, that's a zone that bulls need to keep defended. If bulls can keep this area bid, and say price were to close back above the midpoint for the day, that could be a huge buying opportunity for a continuation to 10K and perhaps into that 11.3. But right now, the way it looks, breaking below this key range. Remember, I mentioned that this range is super, super narrow. 3 weeks in the making, which means it could spark some big time expansion. And so if this price pushes through 8,500 and closes below it, that could be indicative of a return to lows. So this is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Again, we're at the point of emphasis here for bulls to keep bid, and if bulls can keep this area bid, it could be a great buy opportunity. Otherwise, a break of that zone could start to auction this thing much, much lower, and any return into 9K could be a selling opportunity for bears. So that's the bear approach right now. Bulls trying to keep this 8,500 bid at the moment. So keeping an eye on this to see how it plays out as we head into the weekend. I want to say happy Mother's Day weekend to all you amazing mothers out there. I'm wishing you the best, very best this weekend for all the amazing things that you do in this world. So thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to you, and have a fantastic weekend to everyone out there. And we'll see you soon. Happy Friday, everyone.